It's the energy that I carry myself with forward. I'm never on a losing streak. The first things I do put me on a winning streak, which I want to continue to keep seeing progress and keep moving forward. That's how simple it is. And that's the power of a morning routine that I wanted to share with you guys. Alright guys, welcome to a bit of a vlog where I'm going to be running you guys through my exact current morning routine that I'm using every day to optimize for energy, productivity, and most importantly, to be getting more shredded each and every single day. Here's a testimony, I suppose. We're down 10 or 12 pounds at this point, so we're making good progress. But I can't stress this enough, how important it is to set yourself up for success each and every single day. So I wanted to come on here and run you guys through exactly what I do to absolutely destroy my goals and make my success with fitness pretty much inevitable. So the first two things that I do each and every single morning is I'll make my bed, which you guys are on my bed. This is my bed. You see how it's perfectly made already? Yeah. I make my bed, and then I'll go and get ready, which is just brushing my teeth, washing my face, and doing my hair because my bedhead gets pretty nuts. So as you can tell, your boy's already done that. It is currently 5:22 a.m. We woke up at 4:45 this morning. Now, I'll get into it later as to do I think it's smart to wake up early? Do you need to wake up early to succeed to your fitness goals? We'll talk about that more. And then once I'm done getting ready, I weigh myself every morning. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I usually do this in my underwear, but currently I have a light pair of sweatpants on, and we have our socks on, so I'm going to be a little bit heavier than usual. But let's hit them with a vacuum quick. Whew. I've been getting good at those. Alright. I'm holding the camera and the mic, and yeah. No, keep it a buck. So I weighed myself earlier, and I was 197.6, so 2.3 pounds lighter than that. Keep in mind, I'm holding a whole camera, and I got clothes on, so that makes the difference. It's very important to just be very consistent with the way that you weigh yourself each and every single day. Also, something I do every morning. This is my cat, Oreo. She likes looking out the window, but one of the first things I do after that, so I've gotten ready, I've weighed myself, then I'll come in here and I'll pray for 5 to 10 minutes. It usually takes me. I feel like it's just like a moment of being at peace and a moment of gratitude, being thankful for everything that I have that, God's provided me with. So that's very important. Some of you might be religious, some of you not. So just thought I'd mention that. The next thing we got on the list is to take my supplements. So let's go ahead and do that. I guess Oreo needs her supplements too. Alright, we got 2 things of fish oil. We got Alright, so let me put you guys on the stack. We got 2 pills of omega-3 fatty acids or fish oils. Then we have 2 pills of ashwagandha. Then we have 2 pills of vitamin D. And then we have 1 multivitamin. ASMR, guys. Absolutely chug water in the morning. Like literally pound it. Um, I have my jug that it might be like a liter. It's not actually as much volume as it looks because the walls are super thick. It's like a thermos, right? So it's not as big as it looks, but it's still a lot of water. Chug, 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 chug. It's one of the first things you got to do each and every single morning. All right, so that was my stack of supplements that I take every morning. I also take creatine, but that's after my workout. And then I also take magnesium, but that's before sleep. So that's the stack. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think it's a very good stack of supplements. But when it comes to absolutely maximizing your progress and getting the most out of your body and just making the most visual progress, what's going on? Okay, there we go. A lot of it stems from not what you add into your routine, but what you take away. Think about that. Sometimes it's not about adding new things, sometimes it's just getting rid of them. But supplements are one of those things where we're not really looking for a magic hack. We're not looking for like some pill that's gonna magically just like shred our body fat. We're just supplementing. We're giving our body what we might not be getting through our diets, right? Does that make sense? So everything, every single one of those is naturally occurring. Magnesium, that's actually pretty hard to get through your diet, but magnesium is found in avocados. Daily multivitamin. I mean, if you eat enough red meat and eggs and fruit and veggies, you probably don't need a multivitamin, but why not take it as a safety net? Vitamin D3. If you consume enough fruit, I think eggs have vitamin D. Don't quote me on this. I'm not some nutrition specialist. I just do my own research. Vitamin D, obviously, if you see the sun a lot, you might not need to supplement it. And I see the sun a lot right now. I just keep it consistent within my routine as a safety net. It regulates your metabolism. Then we got ashwagandha. I don't know where the hell they get. That's like a root extract. So that's one of the natural ones that you are not going to find in your diet. But you guys get the point. All these supplements are just found naturally, and the reason I'm taking them is to get my proper dosage, just in case I'm not getting enough of them through my diet. Optimizing for my progress, my testosterone, my overall energy, all those things. So, guys, everything's planned out beforehand. My whole morning routine and everything that I need to get done. I've been taking my sweet ass time. It's already 5:30. I'm supposed to be done with my walk, but the next thing we have to do, is look over this. I journaled and I planned the night before of exactly what my day is going to look like. And that's what I have to remind myself of each and every single morning. So I'll look over, wake up, 4:45, get ready, pray, film. What up? We filming, right? We getting all this done. Now after reviewing my whole game plan, if I'm in like a flow state and I'm feeling like I'm thinking about things and ideas are coming to mind, then I'm like, I should do this. I need to get this work done. I need to get this done for school. I want to do this for my workout. Like things are really flowing and I'm being creative. What I'll do is I'll journal. Or if I just want to get my thoughts down on paper, I genuinely journal and I'll do like maybe half a page worth of just my own thoughts. But honestly, I don't do that very often. I'm more of a task list kind of guy. So what we do from here is we need to put a shirt on, then we're gonna go upstairs and get hydrated, and then we're going for our walk. All right, guys. The whole house is still asleep, so I have to be quiet. But this is how we hydrate, all right? We're gonna come over here, and we're gonna take about. Oh, please focus. That much. I don't know if you can see. It's like. Hopefully you can see that. It's like a quarter to a half teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, and you're gonna take it down the hatch. Mm, mm. Chug, chug, chug. I've had 3/4 of this thing already. We have to top her off with even more water. And then, guess what we're gonna do? Alright guys, sorry for the whispering, but from here, I'm gonna put my shoes on and go for my walk, and then I'll see you guys out there. I'll be recording on my phone, because I don't want to hold my camera the whole time. But it's starting to get light out, so I'll catch you guys out there. Alright, so this is the beauty about it, guys. I'm gonna put it in 0.5 so you guys really get the scope. And this isn't even that pretty of a morning, right? Just love the earth, what God's created. It's amazing. But the reason you have to be taking pink Himalayan salt each and every single morning is because your body uses electrolytes when you sleep. They're very important for during sleep function, right? You ever wake up and you take a piss and it's like dark yellow? Or it's just, I mean, fuck, some of you guys, it might be brown at this point with the fucking foods you're consuming, right? But sometimes you take a piss and it's super dark in the morning, right? That's because your body and your pee contains a whole lot of, excess things that your body no longer needs. You need to replenish your electrolytes first thing in the morning. And an amazing way to do that, instead of having some bullshit, Gatorade or something, you have some pink Himalayan salt, because it has a ton of electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, etc., and even some minerals. So take some of that down the hatch and just chug water. I promise you, your mornings are gonna feel amazing when you start doing this. What I love about waking up early is that the world is still asleep. There's not a single car, there's not a single person. It's so pretty and it's so peaceful, and it gets me centered at the beginning of my day. And some of you guys might be thinking, 5 a.m., 4:45 a.m., what the fuck do I got going on to be waking up that early? And it's not about that. It's really not about that. I put all my time to good use. I genuinely do. But everybody has the same 24 hours. It's how you choose to spend your time outside of your work that determines the success you see with your physical goals, relational goals, financial goals, all of the above, okay? So instead of using my time at night, I started using my time in the morning. Because think about it. A lot of people, and I bet you watching this, do absolutely nothing productive before bed. And don't take that as offense. Like, no. Like, you just don't, it's fine. Like, you just don't do anything productive. So you're on your phone, you're watching a TV show. Hopefully you're reading a book. I hope you're reading a book. But point is, you're not doing anything that's really moving the needle forward, right? So what I realized about myself was that my worst habits happened at night. That's when I would smoke weed. That's when I would drink. That's when I would jerk off. That's the most likely when I would cheat on my diet. So basically, all of the worst things I could be doing are when? At night. Guess what? I'm not going to be doing those things. In the morning. So waking up early has just been like this one habit fixes all kind of thing. Because when I wake up early, I want to get to work. I want to move the needle forward. And I want to keep getting better instead of doing destructive habits. So instead of having my time being wasted from like 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., 12 p.m., etc., what I started doing instead is I'll go to sleep at 9 p.m. and get up at 4:45, 5 a.m. It works so much better if you're actually trying to move the needle forward. Sorry guys, my shoulder keeps getting sore. I'm a little under recovered. So the power of a morning routine. There's so much controversy online right now of like, oh, do you have a morning routine or do you just get straight to work? Like, what's the best way to go about it? And having a morning routine, when it comes to making the most amount of progress with yourself as a person and with your physique, I think morning routine is by far the best way to go. By far. Because it sets my life up for success, it sets my body up for success, and it sets my mind up for success. Think about how powerful that is. The moment I wake up, I'm stacking all these small wins that are getting me forward on my fitness goals, right? So the first things I do is I make my bed and I tidy up and I make sure everything's ready to go so my room isn't a mess, right? Then I'm getting ready and I'm tracking my body weight. So I'm conscious about it. I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're trying to get lighter. This is what we have to do every single day. And then I take my supplements, right? I could forget to take my supplements later, but because they're part of a routine, I do it each and every single day. I then go over my task list for the day, exactly what I need to get done, what needle movers need to get done to keep making progress. And then I pray, I'm grateful for everything that I have. And then we jump into more physical wins and I guess dietary wins, but we go for a walk and we get our steps in, and I'm getting ahead on my step goal, making it easier for me to hit my step count every single day of 10 to 12,000 steps a day. It's so easy. And then for breakfast, which you guys are gonna see in a second, we're gonna have our ground beef, eggs, and fruit. My favorite go-to breakfast each and every single morning. And that's another win, right? Because I'm tracking my calories, I'm tracking my protein. I'm getting 50 to 60 grams of protein almost first thing in the morning. And that's another small win to set me up for success, because think about it later. If I'm having my lunch, my dinner, etc., I'm gonna be more likely, well, I track my calories no matter what, but when it comes to habit setting, I'm gonna be more likely to want to track my calories, to keep myself accountable, to keep going, because I'm already on a streak. I've already had a physical win of going for a walk, so I might as well keep it up. I've already tracked one meal and tracked my protein, so I might as well keep it up, right? It's the energy that I carry myself with forward. I'm never on a losing streak. The first things I do put me on a winning streak, which I want to continue to keep seeing progress and keep moving forward. That's how simple it is. And that's the power of a morning routine that I wanted to share with you guys, because it's genuinely changed my life. And I used to be incredibly unproductive and used to have awful habits, but just doing this every single day sets me up for success by a long shot. And it's actually very productive, because by 7 a.m. I'm usually already working. That's when most people wake up. Think about that. That's when most people wake up. So we just got done with our walk. Usually this sunrise is absolutely beautiful, but apparently there's Canada fires, and I live in Minnesota, bud. So, the smoke makes it all foggy. That's not even clouds, that's just smoke. That's like stopping the sun from being bright. Isn't that kind of crazy? Alrighty, well, we're about to head inside and rip this 50 gram protein breakfast Let's see what it is. Alrighty, so we're back inside. The first thing I do before I start breakfast is I make my morning coffee. So that's what we're gonna do. This is kind of where I become, the the human alarm for the rest of the family. Because when I grind the coffee, it's pretty fucking loud. It's pretty loud. The coffee has been set. Now we're gonna make our eggs and ground beef. The best breakfast known to man, period. So the ground beef that I use is 96% lean, and then I'll just do 4 eggs. And by weighing it out, I put it to 50 grams of protein. That's kind of how I portion my stuff. And realistically, it's like 500 calories or something, which isn't that much at all, right? Consider that this is my cutting meal. That's all we're really doing here, is we're striving to lose weight, right? So 96% is very lean ground beef. The eggs aren't that lean, but I need my, it's like people call eggs nature's multivitamin. They have so many nutrients, they have so many vitamins that the yolk is almost like a necessity. But if your goal is to pack on muscle and gain weight, I would recommend doing either a 93% lean ground beef or an 85, just because you're able to get more calories in for the same amount of volume. So you're not going to feel that much fuller, but you're getting so many more calories in. When I was peak bulk, when I was bulking, I would have the same meal, but it would be 1,200 calories because I would do like double the portions. I would still do like 5 eggs, but then like double the ground beef, which was 93% lean or 90% lean. And then I would do an avocado, and then I would do toast, and then I would do milk, and all of that added up together was 1,200 calories. Right now, I'm only doing 500, so consider that it's like just like supplementing in a few things can double the calorie count so easily, and eliminating a few things can decrease it. So we're about to make this. I'll keep you guys updated on. Oh, I see. So I have to like, boom. Hopefully that's good. So I use avocado oil for all my cooking because I have like a spray canola oil, but that's just not good for you guys. It's just not good for you. I don't know how big of a difference it really makes, like if it makes a substantial difference. Like if you put a physique side by side of somebody who uses avocado oil or olive oil opposed to somebody who uses canola oil or, you know, some very some variation of this bullshit, I don't know how big of a difference it would make, but it does contain soy, right? It contains soy, and what soy does is it's an estrogenic food, meaning it helps the body produce estrogen. Now, what is estrogen? It is the female hormone, right? Just like men have testosterone, women have estrogen. That's just like the female hormone. And get off. Okay. Except both men and women have both. So men just have biologically far higher levels of testosterone, and women have far lower. Then vice versa, women's estrogen is a lot higher, men's testosterone is a lot lower. But what soy does is women will actually consume more soy when having a child or around pregnancy because it helps their breasts develop, it helps them lactate, all these things. So they'll purposely eat like high soy foods. Keep in mind, this same soy is what's being fed to us men. And you wonder why you have man tits. Because you're eating this bullshit. 90, like so many foods contain soy. It's actually nuts. So don't just watch out for seed oils, watch out for soy as well. You don't want to be consuming too much of this estrogen food that's just going to grow you man tits in the worst way possible. In the worst way possible. And I'm not that big of a believer. I'm not that big of a, like, I'm not incredibly strict about it. You know what I mean? I'll still have my protein bar that has soy in it. But if you can avoid it, it's like, why not? You know what I mean? Why not use avocado oil instead of canola oil, etc.? Alright, so these eggs are cooking. Next we have the ground beef. I'm almost out. Hopefully this will be enough. I go through my ground beef so fast. Because I love it, dude. Alright, so notice how the plate is on the scale before anything else. Because we actually track our calories around here. We track all our nutrition. Yeah, that'll be enough. Portioned ground beef. You see that? Oh, you couldn't even see that. I'm sorry. Let's get this guy out of the way. Portion the ground beef. The eggs are low-key almost done, so we gotta hustle. But then I go into my app, and even though it's 96% lean, I'll log it as 93 because my app doesn't have 96. Isn't that stupid? Yeah, it is stupid. But it's basically like, oh, I'm consuming less calories than that actually is, and like that's a good. I'd rather it be accurate, but it's whatever. Boom. Then 4 eggs. Confirm. So that's simple. Let me. The beef, the 84 grams of beef leads to be 25 grams of protein. 4 eggs is also 25 grams of protein, putting us right at 50 grams of protein. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. So then we throw this in the microwave for 45 seconds to warm that up. The eggs are pretty much done. I'm going to turn those off. Then, pink Himalayan salt on the eggs. And some pepper. Just a little bit. Alright. For fruit. Where'd you go? For fruit today, I think I'm going to go with my choices of blueberries and a banana. I don't know what it is, but eggs and banana have been so fire recently. Actually so fire. I don't know what it is. So, here's our plate. Then we're going to click tar. I've never known how to say it, guys. Tear the scale, tar the scale, tear. It has to be tear. I don't know. So we get our banana. All you really need is a butter knife. Let me show you some of my magic. All you really need is a butter knife, and then you're just gonna slice. Oh no. Now we're dropping bananas already. See, I used to do it separately. I used to do a separate fruit bowl and then a separate ground beef and eggs bowl. But then One day I found this recipe that was literally like eggs and banana together, and I was like, no way that's gas. And I tried it, and oh my goodness, it is so fire. So banana, boom, 25 grams of carbs from the banana. Then we're just gonna go ahead and grab our eggs. I'm personally a sunny side up kind of guy, but I don't pay a lot of attention to them when they're cooking. So however they turn out is kind of however they turn out, you know? I just want the yolk to be pretty liquid. That's my biggest thing. I like a liquid yolk, 100%. If you don't like liquid yolk, well, I guess scrambled eggs can be pretty good too. So, wash that later. Get that back on there. And then the last thing we have to do, because I already tracked my eggs, is the blueberries. Maybe a few handfuls. That's probably good. Blueberry. So the blueberry, we're gonna go ahead and track that. Blueberry. Okay, so it's been about 12 hours since I've eaten last. My last meal was at like 6:30 p.m. last night. And I'm starving, and I can eat a lot more food than this. So what we're gonna do before we start eating is guess what? Whew. Nummy nummy. Don't be afraid to chug water. It's like nasty for like maybe 10 seconds, you know? It's not amazing, but get over it. Do you have to reach down and grab your fucking testicles? Grab them. Do you have a pair of fucking testicles down there? I fucking thought so. Chug your water, right? Oh, is that fire or what? Yeah, absolute heat. So now we walk over up to our designated eating spot. Alright, so I'm gonna absolutely destroy this. Then I'm gonna post on my story, and then I'm gonna catch you guys downstairs where we're gonna end the video off. Alright guys, so it is just past 7 a.m. It is 7:09 a.m. right now. I usually am sitting down and working by 6:30, 6:45. So this is a little bit later just because I was filming this vlog. But that's okay, it is what it is. The last thing I got going is a oat milk latte. I just use like this like little frother thing that gets the oat milk the right frothing consistency before I just pour my coffee in there. So I'll have my oat milk latte, and then I have the rest of my coffee in here. We're about to sit down and work on a ton of schoolwork because I'm gonna be out of town for the rest of the week, so I'm not gonna have time to get schoolwork done. For those of you that don't know, I study exercise science in college, and I'm only taking 6 credits throughout the summer, but I still gotta do the work, right? And then I'm studying to get my insurance license, and then I'm also running my business, and I got check-in calls, and it's just like I got a lot on my plate right now, so we got work to do. So this is the morning productivity routine you guys just saw that I do each and every single morning to set myself up for success. I am the most locked in I'm gonna be all day right now. Okay? I'm actually pretty high energy. I haven't had any caffeine yet. We're about to have our first sip of caffeine. Well, I took a sip earlier, but think about this. I woke up at 4:45. If I got done at 6:45, that's exactly 2 hours. I'm not having caffeine for the first 2 hours of my day. Instead, I'm hydrating myself with salt. Right? We talked about that. You need to hydrate with salt. Avoid caffeine for the first few hours. Then you can have your first caffeine. I didn't have any carbs. I only had fruit, right? I didn't have any carbs. I cannot stress this enough. If you're bulking and you have to have carbs in your breakfast, that's understandable, and I feel sorry for you. I hate having carbs, guys. If you still have carbs in the morning, you do not realize how much of your energy is being drained and taken away from you because that peak mental clarity is so pure. I highly recommend for those of you trying to lean out and shred fat while building muscle, don't eat carbs in the morning. Just don't do it. Just do not do it. So we had no carb breakfast. I mean, obviously fruit has carbs, but that's different. Only fruit is what I allow myself to have, and my mental clarity is still prime, even with eating fruit, so I'm not worried about it. I got my protein in, I got my steps in, I got blood flow. Like, I'm never gonna be this productive. And the last productivity secret is put one in the upper deck. Now, I'm not proud of my habit. This is the last guilty habit that I have been holding on to. I've quit alcohol, I've quit weed, I've done all these things. I've put myself down a path of productivity. And I've been very, very content with how much progress I've been making in life. But yeah, the Zins, it's nicotine in general, man. I quit vaping. I used to smoke cigarettes. Well, I smoked cigarettes a while back, but I quit everything. But it's just like nicotine. It helps me be productive. It genuinely does. And I know I know it sounds like bullshit, but don't worry, guys. We're gonna be off them soon. Thank you guys for tuning into the video. If you go through this morning routine, you're gonna be absolutely dialed, absolutely primed to kill the rest of your day without a doubt. So implement this, and I promise you, your whole life is gonna change. I'll see you guys here in the next one, all right?